Damn, man, it's like the hockey gods are figuring out new painful ways to taunt the Montreal Canadiens. This time they played a defensively sound game, but couldn't generate any goals. Maybe we should stop blaming the hockey gods for this stuff and start blaming the hockey devil. If there were a devil, I'd imagine that Lane Hutson sold his soul in order to obtain the offensive capabilities he had. That's funny. I wonder how that would play out. Where am I? Is this hell?
Hell, that's such a dirty word. I prefer to call it the league.
The league. Okay. Are you Mr. Bettman?
Call me Gary.
Gary, my name's Lane Hutson. I want to be the best offensive defenseman in the league.
You got it, kid. Just one thing.
What's that?
You're not allowed to score any goals.
No!
Whiskey.
Hope you enjoyed that. I love making those silly little intros for you guys. I'm not much of an editor. I'm never going to be like a blockbuster producer, but I think I should have a little bit more confidence about what I'm creating because I've now reached 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I can't thank you guys enough. I'm not going to talk about this for too long, but I've been creating content on YouTube for over 13 years now. And this is the real first time that I've been able to generate any sort of success. So again, thank you so much for your support, your kind words. And I also received these kind words from these recognizable individuals.
Patrick Kane here. Just wanted to say congrats.
Congrats. It's a huge accomplishment.
I want to congratulate you. Happy to see you achieve this milestone. Hope you have a great night celebrating it.
It's nice that they were able to do that for me. I would have preferred if they came and visited me in person, but schedules and yeah, I get it. So it was an interesting game tonight, wasn't it? Up until a certain point in that second period, feeling pretty good. Pretty happy with the first period. I said, if we had 3 more periods of that and lost, I'd feel pretty good about this game. If we would have won, I would have felt better, but I'm going to recap the game, go over what happened during the game, my thoughts, my impressions. There weren't a whole heck of a lot of goals this game, so I'm going to kind of take a less traditional way of recapping this game. Start with the first period, of course. The first period was all about defensive sensibilities. Both teams wouldn't allow the other to get too many dangerous chances. It was as if they were both waiting for each other to make a big mistake. Probably seen that way because that's exactly how they were playing. What was heartening to see was Matheson was playing very strong again. He was regaining puck control. He was winning battles. Same goes for goalie. I've criticized them both in the last little while, and I've been worrying about that top pairing. But this game reminded me that Matheson has some elite skating skills and good defensive sensibilities. And while I think that Caden Gooley is still learning, when he really applies himself and fights for the puck, I think that his development window will eventually see him becoming an elite, reliable defenseman. With about a minute left in the first period, Hutson shined some of his offensive brilliance for the Habs.
Whiskeylung. Polino lost it, all tangled up with Hutson. Hutson on the move. He'll drop it back. Gallagher in, shoots, and that was blocked.
So after one period, it was 0-0, and the shots were 4-2 for Minnesota. The second period was more of the same. Montreal was able to shut down Kirill Kaprizov. Matheson made a brilliant defensive play, breaking up a 2-on-1. Then something incredibly strange happens that influences the rest of the game. If I was more of a negative person, this is where I would say that the refs sold the game.
The ref sold the game.
Slavkovsky gets a big opportunity in front of the net. He backhands it, but didn't get everything he wanted on it. Directly after this, I believe it was Ryan Hartman collides with Slavkovsky. They hit the net violently and bring it off its moorings. I thought that maybe this could be considered interference from Hartman, but certainly what happened next was interference or holding or something. Filip Gustavsson decides to jump on top of Slav and pins him and holds him kind of. It's so bizarre, I don't even know what to say about it. All the while, the official is just watching this happen. Slavkovsky is completely removed from the play. The play is happening down on the other side in the offensive zone for Minnesota. The play should have been blown dead. This is a penalty. But instead, we see the official politely chatting with Gustavsson. What's he saying?
Hey, buddy, if you don't stop, I'm going to have to give you a penalty.
Like, what? At the time, I thought it was kind of funny. like, oh, another missed penalty. But it became really not funny the next play when Minnesota scored.
Good save by Montembeault as he spins in front. Johansson, what a goal! Boldy finishes, beautiful passing from Minnesota, and it's 1-0.
Technically, they should have been on the penalty kill. This incident influenced the game completely. If instead of the goal, the Habs would have been on the power play, who knows, maybe they would have got a goal. The momentum of the game completely shifts, but that's not what happened. So how did they get this goal? Well, Dvorak makes a really bad pass that ends up in a giveaway. Then when they try to set up in the zone defensively, Dvorak chases his guy, but goes around the net when it would have been more advisable to stay in front of the net. I hate this, but the game goes on. Montreal, to their credit, does stabilize and continues playing a strong defensive game. Caulfield even draws a penalty, and they're afforded a power play in which they have some opportunities, but they're not able to capitalize, and the second period ends 1-0 Minnesota. Third period kind of starts the same as the second period ended. Matt Boldy takes a penalty against Cole Caulfield for interference. They go on the power play, generate some opportunities, but aren't able to capitalize. And then Brendan Gallagher is able to draw a penalty, but they're not able to capitalize on the power play. At 8:22 in the third period, Jaden Struble takes a bad high sticking penalty. After the game, Martin St. Louis would comment that really took the gas out of the vehicle. I think he's really disappointed with Struble. I wouldn't be surprised to see Justin Barron next game instead of Struble, which is a shame because Struble did have some moments in this game. So 4-minute high sticking penalty. There must have been the presence of blood. They do a great job of killing off this penalty. And with 4 seconds left,
Spurgeon. Rossi. Touch pass. Spurgeon at the line again. 5 seconds left. Rossi in, shoots.
Marco Rossi gets his 5th goal of the season. It's considered a power play goal, of course. So that one is on you, Struble. 2-0 for the Minnesota Wild. The Habs continue to fight, and they do get another power play opportunity when Kuznetsov gets a 2-minute minor for high-sticking Caden Gooley. Once again, they have some opportunities. They set up well in the zone. Actually, I think this was the power play that they didn't set up well in the zone. I should mention, before the second period ends, Hudson makes an incredible defensive play and drive. We're now around 4 minutes left of the third period, and Hudson takes a bad penalty, roughing on Ryan Hartman. Minnesota goes on the power play, but the Habs kill it off. So they've got about 2 minutes left. Martin St. Louis is itching to pull Montembeault, who, by the way, has played pretty darn good. He didn't face a whole heck of a lot of shots, but finished with a .926 saves percentage. 25 saves, let in 2 goals. Good job, Montembeault. So they finally get Montembeault out of the net with about a minute left. They set up well in the zone. They're waiting for an opportunity. They're waiting for Minnesota to make a mistake, to get out of place. It really doesn't happen. They're playing a very solid defensive game, and St. Louis will bring that up after the game in the post-game interview, saying that he's proud of the team. Maybe he doesn't say he's proud of the team, but he does say that they faced a strong defensive and offensive team, and they were going blow for blow. I agree. Would have been really nice if they had gotten 1 goal, though, because this game ends 3-0 for the Minnesota Wild. A tough loss, but a tough loss that I think has a lot of positives to it. That Struble penalty took a lot of the wind out of their sails. The first goal shouldn't have happened. With better officiating, that shouldn't have happened. And it is now several games that the tide of the game shifted because of a missed call or a bad call from the referees. You don't get those games back, though. So while it is a 3-0 loss, first goal happened because of a missed call. And even if that missed call didn't happen, Dvorak was the responsible party for that one. The second goal came at the end of a 4-minute power play. No question, Struble didn't mean to smack him in the face like that. Shouldn't have happened. It's a mistake, an easily avoidable mistake. Don't feel too bad about that one. And then, of course, the final goal is an empty net goal, which wouldn't have happened if the other 2 goals wouldn't have happened. So let's just go back in time and change everything, right? Well, you can't do that. But next game, I'm hoping they now have the confidence, since they demonstrated really strong, sensible defensive play. I hope they're able to replicate that, fine-tune it, and hope that the offense is clicking. Even 1 goal before Minnesota, it could have changed the game completely or just a little bit of momentum, another goal after their first goal, anything. But let me know what you thought of the game. Who are you impressed with? Did someone catch your eye that maybe hasn't been playing well, or maybe has been playing well, but you just wish they would get rewarded for it? I mean, the clear individual who should be rewarded is Hudson. His tenacity out there is just, it's unmatched. He's getting a lot of comparisons to other defensemen in the league, offensive defensemen. And if he could just capitalize on his own opportunities, I think he would blow past these individuals in no time. Like, he's a phenom. Every time he touches the puck, it begins to get exciting. Not every time. I should stop talking like that. Like, absolutely, like every single time. Not every single time, but you know what I mean. And the other thing is when he generates offensive plays and puts the puck on a teammate's tape, a lot of the times they're like, how did this puck get to me? And they don't know how to put the puck in the net. It's frustrating a little bit seeing that. And I'm going to call Armia out a little bit on that. It seems like Armia is getting the puck and not knowing what to do with it. Then you got Newhook banning on it. Anyway, I digress. Let me know what you think. That's going to do it for me, Whiskey Fiends. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing, being one of my 5,000 subscribers. I think that I'm probably scraping at 5,010 subscribers or 5,020 at this point. It's phenomenal. It's really brightened my day. I have family members talking about it. It's affected my life, and you commenting and talking hockey with me is just, it's really fun for me. Like, I love it. So keep doing that. Like the video, helps me with search results or algorithm-y stuff. Subscribe if you've made it to this point and haven't subscribed already. And as always, I'll see you down below in the comments.